We are gonna talk about the Philippines' famous writers and their work and the nation contribution to the world. Philippines is known as an beautiful country. The Philippines, officially the Republic of the Philippines, is an archipelagic country in Southeast Asia. Situated in the western Pacific Ocean, it consists of about 7,641 islands that are broadly categorized under three main geographical divisions from north to south: Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. The culture of the Philippines comprises a blend of traditional Filipino and Spanish Catholic traditions with influences from America and other parts of Asia. The Filipinos are family-oriented and often religious, with an appreciation for art, fashion, music and food. Philippines is not only rich in culture and traditions, but also in terms in literature. Philippines literature is associated with the Philippines from prehistory, through its colonial legacies, and on to the present, and we can't deny the fact that Filipinos authors stand out for their amazing and creative works. These are the famous writers and their works. The first one is Jessica Hadjerdon. She was born and raised in the Philippines and relocated to San Francisco in her teens. Hadjerdon's ethnic heritage is a mix of Spanish, Filipino, French, Irish, and Chinese. She was also a poet and playwright. Her most well-known includes Dog Eaters, which won the American Book Award and was a finalist for the National Book Award, shines a light on the many layers of Filipino society, especially the American influence prevalent in the entertainment industry. Along with Danger and Beauty and Dangerous Music and much more. The second is Nick Matters. Nick Marcus Wacon was a Filipino writer and journalist best known for his short stories and novels in the English language. He was born on May 4, 1917 in Paco, Manila, Philippine Islands. His works is Three Generations, along with May Day Eve and Cave and Shadows and much more, including The Woman Who Had Two Navels, which tells a story of a Filipino elite woman who is hallucinating and is preoccupied with the notion that she has two navels or belly buttons in order to be treated as an extraordinary person. The third writer is Zionel Jose, a writer deeply concerned with social justice. His novels have been translated into 22 languages, and he's also one of the most widely read Filipino authors. His works are Poe on the Pretenders, My Brother, My Executioner, including Tree, which is a story of a boy growing up in a small Ilocano town, surrounded by friends below his social class, by relatives and doting servants who have served his family all their lives. It is also a story of oppression and compassion and a lot more. The fourth is Melinda Bobis. She is a contemporary Philippine-Australian writer and academic. Born in Legazpi City, in the Philippines province of Albay, Melinda Bobis attended Bicol University High School, then completed her BA at Aquinas University in Legazpi City. Her works are White Turtle, The Kissing, and Banana Heart. One of her most well-known novels, Fish Hair Woman, describes a romance between a young village woman and an Australian soldier in the middle of a harrowing conflict that threatens the entire province. The fifth one is Jose Y. Dalisay Jr. is a Filipino writer. He has won numerous awards and prizes for fiction, drama, non-fiction and screenwriting, including 16 Polanco Awards. Two of his notable works are Killing Time and A Warm Place. His second novel is Soledad Sister, that tackles the plight of overseas Filipino workers and was shortlisted for the Man Asian Literary Prize in 2007. And many more. The sixth one is Luis Francia, is a Filipino-American poet, playwright, journalist, and nonfiction writer. His notable works are his memoir, Eye of the Fish, a personal archipelago, won both the 2002 PEN Open Book and the 2002 Asian American Literary Award. That includes Her Beauty Likes Me Well, Museum of Absences, The Beauty of Ghosts, and many more. The seventh is Jose Rizal. The Philippines' national hero was also a prolific writer, poet, and essayist. His two known novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, were social commentaries that sharply revealed the injustices of Spanish colonization, while praising the Filipino in his most natural state. His other works are El Amor Patrio and Alinmang Lahi. The next one is Francisco Balagtas. Francisco Balagtas y de la Cruz, and also known as Francisco Baltazar, was a prominent Filipino poet during the Spanish colonial period of the Philippines. He is widely considered one of the greatest Filipino literary laureates for his impact on Filipino literature. The most notable of his works is Florante at Laura, where Florante, a duke of the Kingdom of Albania, is tied to a tree, lamenting the death of his father, Duke Briseo. He is driven mad by the thought that his beloved Princess Laura has fallen into the arms of his enemy, Count Adolfo, son of Count Sileno. Nearby, two starving lions keep watch and try to attack Florante. The next is Jose Garcia Villa. Was a Filipino poet, literary critic, short story writer, and painter. He was awarded the National Artist of the Philippines title for literature in 1973. He is known to have introduced the reversed consonants rhyme scheme in writing poetry, as well as the extensive use of punctuation marks, especially comma, which made him known as the comma poet. His notable works are Anchored Angel, The Emperor's New Sonnet, and especially The Footnote to Youth, where it tells about Dudong asserts his supposed maturity and marries teen at the age of 17. He thinks they are old enough to take on this responsibility, but after they have several children, they both bemoan the dissolution of their youth and the dreams that came along with it. The next one is Estrella D. Alfin, was a Filipino author who wrote in English. She held an AA degree from the University of the Philippines and was a member of the UP Writers Club. She was born on July 18, 1917 in Cebu, Philippine Islands. Her works are Forever Witches, with Patches of Many Hues, and Servant Girl, including Fairy Tale for the City, which tell the story of Amado, who is a flaneur who wanders Manila. He takes in the sights, sounds, and smell of the city as he meanders along with the stream of people and cars around him. The next one is Rolando S. Tinio. He is a playwright, thespian, poet, teacher, critic, and translator. Marked his career with prolific artistic productions. Tinio's chief distinction is as a stage director whose original insights into the scripts he handled brought forth productions notable for their visual impact and intellectual cogency. Her works are Forever Witches, with Patches of Many Hues, and Servant Girl, including Fairy Tale for the City, which tell the story of Amado, who is a flaneur who wanders Manila. He takes in the sights, sounds, and smell of the city as he meanders along with the stream of people and cars around him. The next is Maria Felisa H. Batican, a Filipino journalist and a writer of crime and mystery fiction. Her work has been published in the Philippines. She was a fellow at the 1996 Dumaguete National Writers' Workshop. Her first novel, Smaller and Smaller Circles, won the grand prize for the English novel in the 1999 Polanco Awards, as well as the Manila Critic Circle National Book Award and the Madrigal Gonzalez Best First Book Award. The next is Claro Mayo Recto Jr., Filipino statesman, jurist, poet, and one of the foremost statesmen of his generation. He is remembered for his nationalism, for the impact of his patriotic convictions on modern political thought. His famous works are The Route to Damascus, Alone Among the Shadows, lauded not only in the Philippines but also in Spain and Latin America. Both were produced and staged in Manila to critical acclaim in the mid-1950s. The next is Maria Corazon Aquino, popularly known as Cory Aquino, was a Filipino politician who served as the 11th president of the Philippines. Becoming the first woman to hold that office, Corazon Aquino was the most prominent figure of the 1986 People Power Revolution, which ended the 20-year rule of President Ferdinand Marcos. She was named Time magazine's Woman of the Year in 1986. Prior to this, she had not held any elective office. Her famous works are The Awakening of a People, Restoration of Democracy, and many more. Filipinos has accumulated knowledge and developed technology stemmed from necessities, from naval navigation knowledge, traditional shipbuilding technology, textile techniques, food processing to architecture, indigenous arts and techniques. The Philippine literature has contributed much to the formation of a real Filipino nationalism, to a wide-ranging campaign for economic freedom, political-related disputes, environmental awareness, and peace, education in the Philippines because it portrays as a living language. And that's all, thank you.